Ripto's Rage. Still should have been called Gateway Glimmer, but oh well. I'm pretty sure the reason for naming it Gateway to Glimmer in Europe. Oh.
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. We should go on vacation. Somewhere warm. Somewhere sunny. Dragon Shores, yeah! I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt. How about it, Sparks? You up for a vacation at the beach? Last one there's a Nork!
Is it working, Professor?
Almost. Just a few more adjustments to these orbs and...
Maybe this isn't such a good idea. Bringing a dragon here could just make Ripto more angry.
Calm down, Hunter, and stop fidgeting.
But you saw the professor's book. They have claws like this, and teeth like this, and they can spit fire like this. They sound much more dangerous than Ripto.
That's exactly the point. A dragon is our only chance of stopping Ripto, and you know it.
It's working! It's working! I've got a dragon!
Huh? Whoa! Rough landing. Hi, which way's the beach? Huh? Hey, stop staring. Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before?
You're a dragon?
You got a problem with that, pussycat?
Well, well, someone forgot to invite me to the party. Were you trying to keep something from me? A dragon? You brought a dragon to Avalar? I hate dragons. Yeah! Crush! Kill it! Kill it! Go, you imbecile! You ate my scepter! I'll deal with you later!
Who was that jerk?
That was Ripto, and we have to get rid of him. He's causing all sorts of trouble around here, but I haven't got time to explain. Here, take this magic guide to Avalar. It'll help you begin to understand our worlds. Right now, I have to follow Ripto and see what he's up to. I'll meet you in Summer Forest, okay?
Hey, wait a minute! How do we get ourselves into these messes, pal?
Don't worry, I'll keep these in the videos. I'm not going to cut these out. I'm just going to cut the brakes. As in the be right back, it's not the... You know what I mean, not the car brakes. Jesus. So... Give me a sec. Okay, right. Up. There we go. Alright, I'm okay with that.
Hi, Spyro! Welcome!
Didn't I just... whatever. Cool. I don't know what's going on with this mic, it's just not picking up my voice very well. Come on. That's right, I don't really need them unless I need the power-up gates. But I'm going to need the power-up gates. Because I will be doing... Actually, I wonder if I can do this. pain in the ass. Fair enough, fair enough. This one there. Nice. Am I playing classic music? Oh, there we go. Okay. Probably because it actually sounds like the most original, like unlike the reignited version music of the original game.
Hi, Spyro.
I don't
I'm
know
a friend
why.
of Alora's, and she asked me to
But-
help you out. Whenever you find me, I'll remember your progress. Like this. That zap means that if you get into trouble, I'll return you to this place. See you around.
Yeah. I really don't know. Oh god. Money bags, okay. Alright. You know what? You know what? I will do this glitch. I won't glitch it because honestly, there's not
You must be
really
the dragon everyone's
any
talking
point.
about. Well, dragon or not, I'm afraid there is a small fee to open the bridge. It will cost you 100 of your gems to cross.
Because of course there is money bags. Ah,
Thank
fine.
you, Mr. Dragon.
suppose.
Spyro, was it? You can now use the bridge whenever you want, free of charge. I hope we meet again when you have even more gems.
I can't wait till I kick your ass for the millionth time.
To get a good look around, press the action button.
Yes, and
Try using action to look around this cave.
Actually, it doesn't really matter if I miss too much because I'm going back to the level anyway. But I will go get the orb. Oh, 2 orbs I can. So, I don't really need to talk to him at the moment. I mean, there's really no point in talking to him because you can get the orb without talking. And, yeah.
Thanks for helping me light the lamp, Spyro. A fairy gave me this orb, but I like gems better. You take it instead.
Okay. First orb of the game. Usually always is. Yeah, I'll come clear this. Clear out as much as I can. Well, because if I don't, I don't know where I'm killing enemies, but okay.
These little...
I think I'm gonna use a slot to get it there. Got the sensitivity.
Nice shooting. Follow me to the next lizard.
Okay. I'm just gonna because I know they kept it in. I think. I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, I'm just using flying glitch. Well, flying glitch, just flying. Don't know why I called it a flying glitch, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Get it, yeah. Come on. There is a flying glitch for getting the lamps in the thing, in the cave, but that involves, all you have to do really do is just cut into the side of the wall while you're flying. It's not really a glitch, it's just, you just gotta fly as fast as you can and you get far in the cave before the time runs out. By the way, that you can't just fly in because the timer,
Pretty far, Spyro. See if you
it has
can
like
spin
a
all the way to the lizard.
limit, like when you reach past a certain point, it'll just start beeping, like counting down rapidly, and then just cut out. So yeah, I'll see if I can show it off, and you'll see it on the side of the screen. Where's that guy? You'll see it in like seconds. Here it goes. See, it just goes down really fast. So you got to get all the way over there. It's not really possible. It is, but you got to be really, really quick. I mean, it's not like it can't. Actually, I think I lied there. I don't think it counts to roughly. In the original, it does. I don't want to talk to that guy yet. So I don't want to risk going there because it takes. I'll wait until we I'm about to finish the level and I'll go through and grab those gems. What am I doing? I'm gonna fly up there because I need to get those bastards. Yeah, I mean, going through the cave is fine. If you want to fly through it, you can do it. All you really have to do is just get far enough so you can get to the other ledge with sometimes you can be a cheeky bugger. Yeah. From now on, if it's just about tutorial, I'm just gonna skip the dialogue bits. Or I could keep playing, I don't. If it's tutorial, I'll just skip the dialogue bits. Yeah, it gets kind of yeah, so all you need to do, here, I'll give you a look before I go talk to him. You see there's a gate up there? But
We gem cutters are a bit too short to climb these ladders. It looks like you are too. After you learn to climb, come back to Glimmer to see me.
yeah, so you need to learn how to climb. And to learn how to climb, you need to go to the second world. So, really, and there's a bunch of levels in this game, in the, it's, actually, no, feature of this game. I mean, it adds, it doesn't really add replayability, it just adds more, backtracking. Here you can see, climbing. It's one of the abilities. Another ability is, what are the, I think it's 3 abilities? Oh yeah, so for here you'll need climbing. I'll get on the other ability, I'll talk about the other abilities in a minute. So, you gotta learn that, and to learn that, you actually have to pay him at a certain spot in the second world to learn how to climb. As I said, I'll point the other abilities out in a minute, when they pop up. So, but let's continue with this guy.
You can pick up.
Okay. Okay. this guy's pretty easy. Just then all you have to do is really just get him in the circle and you're pretty much good. Alright, there are 2 more to go, and they're both. There's one on the rotunda roof, and then there's one on a rock outside, and both of these ones run back and forth, so you got to time it. Not too difficult. It's the worst case scenario. You just miss, and then you just have to pick up another rock. I mean, it's not that bad. Yeah, this one, and pick up the rock. At least he doesn't. Hey, if you watch, he's gonna go left in a minute. Yep, there he goes, and this one just goes back and forth in 2 spots. Hey, I missed. And he just throws another rock. Good, and he's gonna go again, and right there. And go. The only gripe I've got about the aiming on this, it's a bit sensitive, but it's pretty generous with where you are, so this one's got to go back and forth in 3 spots, so I'll aim about here. Ah, I missed. Give me a rock. Sometimes he can glitch out and, I'm not too sure about this one, but in the original he can glitch out and not throw a rock to you, and this one's a gas. I think it's broken. We're just supposed to go through
You
3
saved my
spots.
crop of gems from the lizards. Here, take this orb. Some girl with wings dropped it here yesterday.
Yeah. Alright, so that's all I want to do for this world. Level at the moment. I'll come back later when I've unlocked Climb, because I'm going to have to come back to Summer Forest anyway. There's plenty of levels that need it. Okay, we'll pass this asshole. I mean, if you haven't played these games, they're good, but honestly, it's probably better if you play them. I mean, you can't really spoil the Spyro game because it's mainly just a platformer. There is a story, but
Spyro, thanks for helping us fight off the lizards. Please
I mean,
take
it's
this talisman of glimmer as a sign of our gratitude.
The series is 22 years old this year, but yeah. I think yeah, I'm pretty sure the first Spyro came out came out in 1998. Then the second one came out in 1999, and then the third one came out in 2000. That is why the third one's called Year of the Dragon, because it came out in the Year of the Dragon. Alright, so that's all I can do for now. I've got like 26 left, and that's all up in, I believe that's all up in the, where the flight thing is. The bad thing is, I'm gonna go have to defeat a bunch of enemies again to go get the spirit orbs. Because you need a certain amount of spirit orbs to unlock the gate. I don't know if it tells you in here. It'll tell you on the gate, but by the time you get to the gate, usually by normal gameplay, you'll have, well, in this level at least, you'll have it unlocked. Some levels you have to go a bit further, like you might pass a spirit gate with a power up before you get the required number of enemies. But if you can do it, usually you should be alright. Yeah, as I said, with this game, it's just the worst part is just the backtracking. I don't think. Okay. Alright, so obviously there, Ricko's in charge, and here comes Spyro Boy.
Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi, I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Did you meet the gem cutters in Glimmer?
Yeah, they gave me a souvenir too. They called it a talisman.
They gave you a talisman?
What, is it special? I just stuck it in the guidebook you gave me.
Well, there are 14 talismans in Avalar, and they are all magical. If you can collect enough of them, they can be used to defeat Ripto. Hunter, where have you been?
Oh, I got a little lost.
Spyro's gonna help us collect the talismans.
I am?
He is.
Spyro, look. There's no way you can get to Dragon Shores right now. Ripto and his monsters have taken over the castle here in the Summer Forest. you're going to have to go to Avalar's worlds and convince the inhabitants to give you their talisman. You can keep them in your guidebook.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter, you can't even keep track of your running shoes. How can we trust you with 14 talismans? If you come across any orbs, they're important too. But I'll tell you about them later.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old hot foot, and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime.
Okay. I can't even remember what I was saying now. Oh yeah, Ripto's in charge, blah 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 blah. Get some gems. Don't forget those gems here. These jars. Lives no longer the dragon crate thing or whatever with the little creepy thing inside. You get the yeah, you get a decent amount of lives just from the starting area, like 2 there. And most of the time if you're playing these sheep, at least one of them will pop another life. So on this side. I can't remember, I think it's a certain amount of fodder. After a certain amount of fodder it does give a life. Okay. Now we're talking about abilities. Okay. Obviously in the first game you can touch water to die. This one you can swim. But as you can see, stuff underwater. And where there's stuff underwater, you need to get underwater. But this is another ability. I think, is that supposed to be reflections, or is that just being weird? I think it's supposed to be leaves. Is that leaves in the water? Oh no, that's leaves in the water. It's not reflections. Which is a little weird. Yeah, you have to buy that ability. And we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to complete these up. Yep. Am I done in here for now? Yep. Alright.
Spyro, this is the homeworld called Summer Forest. There are portals to many of the Avalar worlds around here. Unfortunately, Ripto has taken over the castle, and we need your help. Start by retrieving the talismans from each of the worlds you visit.
Okay, Allura, let's do that. Alright, so, first things first, I think, if I remember correctly, it costs about 400 gems. I don't think you can get enough just in the hub world. So, I think I'm going to have to go do a level. The level I'm going to do is specific, because there's no point doing one of the levels because it has water in it. And you have to go underwater in that one to get a bunch of gems and then to do one of the orb quests. Yeah. So it's just easier just do it this way. So let's talk to Hunter.
Hey, Spyro. Ripto smashed this bridge, so I guess you'll have to glide across it. Press the jump button, then press jump again while you're still in the air to glide.
Yeah, honestly, if you didn't know that, I mean, if you play this game first, and which, actually quite a lot of people do play, like, the different games first, and which is totally fine, because you can do the entire series and none of it really crosses over with any of the others, story-wise. There is characters that come back and forth between them, such as Hunter and Allura, and the Professor, and Moneybags, of course. But not in a way that spoils the story for you. Except for the ending, of course, but... Oh. Not the... Yeah. Well, I mean, Spyro's got a story. It's like... I'm not gonna say it's a bad story, it's not a great story. It's an okay story. I've always loved it. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you yet. I'm not dissing on the game, I love these things. But for the story that's there, it's mostly just platformer, and it's you don't really need the story to go along with it. That's what I'm saying. You can play them with any order you like. But just know if you're playing them backwards, yeah, if you play like 3 and then go into 1, with 3 you start with all the powers you get in this one. So, yeah, if you start 3, if you finish 3 and then go back into 1, don't expect to be jumping into the water because, as you can see, that, well, there's Moneybags there, get that. Yeah, you might accidentally jump in the water and die because first you think it's just water and it's like, oh, they just made it look old like it used to because, yeah. No, you will take damage. You won't die straight away if you've got sparks, but it will take damage, and the longer you stay in there, the faster he will lose health, and then the faster you'll die. And I believe that's all the gems. How many gems do I have? 416. I think actually I've got plenty to buy the things, so I don't have to do
See if you can get up this first step. Press the jump
the
button
level,
and
or
hold it
do I
down
have
to
to?
get more hang time.
Oh, I can't remember how much the thing is. Okay, he's yeah, he's just. This is just a tutorial.
Okay, not bad. Now to make this next jump, you'll have to glide. Press the jump button, then press jump again at the top of your jump to get the maximum glide distance.
Okay. In the original, I don't think these were actually. I can't even remember. I'm pretty sure these were just solid. They weren't. There was no water on these. I'm pretty sure they were just solid. I think that's just for aesthetics.
Nice job. Now try to do a hover.
Just a neat little fact
Press
there
the
if you
jump
haven't played
button,
the original
then
one.
press jump again to glide. When you reach the end of your glide, press the action button to hover. Hovering will give you extra height and distance.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, in this game you start with a hover. In the first one, you didn't have a hover, you had just a drop. And yeah, if you're coming back from... If you play them in the other order, you might think, oh yeah, I can get... Without listening to the dragon, you just skip the dragon. You'll completely miss that it actually is not a hover, it's just a drop so you can drop early. So you can just precision drop. But if you keep going... if you don't pay attention and you're just rushing through the levels, like, you could even miss that dragon entirely. You can just go complete a bunch of dragons, and you couldn't even touch that level. You can get all the dragons without touching that level, because you get like 16 dragons, I think, in that world, and you only need 10 to progress to the next one. Yeah, so you could be playing that, and you could think, let's say Dry Canyon, and you're doing the, we're gonna go get to the chest, and you think, oh yeah, the other games had hover, this one must have hover too, so you might actually press the Y button, and instead of hovering like you thought, you just drop and die. And it would lead to very, very unfortunate, you'd be pissed off, I tell you that, you'd be at least a little pissed off. So if you play it in that order, that's all I'm going to tell you about that. I'm not going to give away the story of the first one if you haven't watched it. I have the playthrough on this stream. I'm doing a whole stream of all 3 games, and it's all in the same go. Like, this is one set. I'll be cutting it up for YouTube, and obviously you'll be watching this on YouTube right here. And if you want to watch it, I've got the playlist down in the description, and well, it's going to have all the games in it, so if you found this, you probably found the description, or you found it in the search box, I don't know. It could really end like that, and I forgot to hover. I mean, yeah, but if you're doing a run through, take your time, enjoy the scenery, it's really beautiful, especially if you've got the original ones. Oh, do I have to talk to you again? Oh, goddamn, you're an ass. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of hate that, because if you fall off, you go back, and it's like, why? There we go.
Wow, you're a pretty good athlete. If I hadn't lost my running shoes, I'd take you on for real. For now, here's an orb for your collection.
Sorry, I need my Tim. I need my Tim Tam. Okay, as I was saying, no hover in the first game, so it'll lead to a really bad time if you don't learn that quick, or if you don't play the first game first. But I mean, you'll realize pretty quick if you don't go through like all the dragon and shit, and you press Y, or if you play in it, you might actually figure it out. Probably the first level if you're trying to do the jump from the hill onto that ledge in Artisans to get the skill point and the gems. Now, do you actually...
Sorry, Spyro. I'd love to teach you how to swim underwater, but not as much as I'd love to take your treasure.
500 gems. Okay, so I said 400 gems, so it's actually 500. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go do a level. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that, but how much I'd love to. So I'm gonna go to Colossus because this one you can do all in one run. You don't need any of the abilities. There's no water, there's no ladders, and the third one, there's none of that in the... I don't think there's any of that in the actual first world, the third ability. Well, I suppose technically there's 4 abilities, and you already saw what technically... I like it. It's good. Yep. That happened. Okay. 10 gems. And another 6.
A Yeti has been rampaging around our home, but we've managed to trap him by shutting all the doors. If you talk to the other brothers, they will open the gates and guide you to him.
Okay. Yeah, so, if you haven't noticed, instead of dropping gems, the enemies drop the white lights. These are spirit, I think spirit orbs? Or spirit something. Spirit lights, whatever. I don't think it tells you. No, it doesn't tell you in this one. It tells you in the original game. Or what those do is they collect enough of them and they'll open up a power-up. Now, power-ups are dependent on the level. There is several different types. So far we've seen flight, and this one will be... well, I'll let you see when I get there. And I'll explain when you see it. There's the yak. Okay, there we go. Alright, so every enemy drops one. These statues are for a quest. We'll get to that soonish. I'm actually trying to keep an eye out where these are. There's 3 out here. I don't think there's any more in the area before there. Yeah, there's a certain amount of statues, and then yeah, you gotta do certain things.
When you know how to chant like this.
And yeah, I'll get to it when we get to it.
Enemies like those yaks
okay.
are too big to be charged. Your flame attack should easily take care of large enemies.
Okay. So she's saying one thing. The goats you can charge. The yaks you cannot charge. But when you charge
Each time you defeat an enemy, it will release a spirit particle.
Spirit
The
particle.
spirit particles will activate the
forgot the name.
power-up in that world. If a power-up is inactive, you need to defeat more enemies.
Okay. Yeah, what she was saying. Okay, see, you can, with small enemies, you can charge them or you can flame them. The larger enemies you cannot charge, but you can flame them. There will be enemies where you cannot charge them. Like if you saw with the goat, when you charge it, you got knocked back. It did kill the goat, but it knocked you back. Okay. Alright. I'm trying to keep notes of this. Alright. There was a skill point here. What was it? Perfect hockey. Probably not gonna be able to do that, and not really matter. Not that it really matters anyway. All you get is life. Yeah.
Hey, look what I can do.
Alright. Yeah. I'll get the power up when we get to the power up. I'll grab the second life. I won't be doing all the skill points in this because some of them are just tedious, like that perfect in hockey. It's just, I mean, it's doable. I did it on my original run of this. Like, I didn't stream that run. I played that by myself. This is back when the game launch didn't have
Remember Hunter's advice. You
my.
will
I didn't
ride
have
forwards
my
if you
channel. I
press
had
the
my
jump button
YouTube
again
channel. I didn't
at
have my
the
Twitch
very
channel
top
back
of your
then.
jump.
And I didn't have any way to capture the footage because that was before I had a LAN connection. I had a wireless connection at that point. Okay. Alright, so I think we need 3 more? Yeah, 3 more. Yeah, I'll show you in a sec. So there's one here. One more. And there's just one more, and I think I can get that one over there. Yeah. I think there's like 12 or 13 enemies left over, so there's plenty of enemies to get your thing. There's and it actually gets to a point where it's just like you don't even have to kill all the enemies to get like you can kill like less than half the enemies for some levels and you'll be fine. Since we're here, I'll show it off. Okay, I like the original design of this better than this, but this is actually a spring jump, so yep, up we go, and we are good. Was there another enemy over here? Just curious. No, there's another statue. Penguin, otter equals butterfly equals health for Sparks. Sparks obviously has 3 levels of health. There's gold, which is full health. Blue, which is medium health, and green, low health, and then when he's gone, he's just gone, and that's your last hit. If you take a hit, you die, lose a life, come back, lose enough lives, get game over. It doesn't really do anything, it just resets your lives, and you don't lose any progress because the game autosaves. Even if you didn't autosave, it would just start at the last. Actually. Spyro 2 and Spyro 3, they both had autosaves back in the day as well. Spyro 1, on the other hand, it had a checkpoint system. You would have to manually save the game on dragon statues, but these days everything's just autosave anyway. What the fairies do when you see a fairy is they're a checkpoint, and when you die, you get sent back to that checkpoint. You die enough, as I said before, game over. Typical platformer rules. But as you get more and more health, as you get more and more lives, it's not really a problem. Honestly, it's extremely difficult to get a game over in these, unless you are just not that very good at them. I could go do this one, Actually, you know what? I will go finish the level, so we can talk to
Even
this
though
guy.
I'm a vegetarian, I think you should torch that Yeti. He's pretty tough, though. In fact, I'm not sure you're up to it.
Yeah, I don't even have to fight this guy. You just walk in, and he has a bunch of laws and blah 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 blah, and squish. And he's dead.
I thought the Yeti was tougher than that. I guess he was all bark. Ruff, ruff. Anyway, I was just guarding our sacred talisman to make sure the Yeti didn't eat it.
Yeah. Well, I could end the level there and just go get the thing, but since there's nothing stopping me, I might as well just complete the level, do everything. I don't remember if there's two. Yeah, there's two for the hockey. Oh yeah, there is two. There's one just against the goalie, and then there's one on a team. Like, well, not on it. I think it's just you and another person. Yeah, no, well, the first one is just with you and another person. I'm gonna do this spirit thing first. Yep. Talk to the professor here.
Thank goodness you scared that evil spirit away. But now it will hide in the statues. If you were to flame all 10 statues, I'm sure you would chase it away for good.
Yeah. I think... So, if I'm lucky, I might be able to get perfect in hockey, but I'm not counting. Oh, I forgot hover. Yeah, there's no specific order you have to do these statues in, it's just, Wasn't there a... Oh, there's a firework up there. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one, you just gotta do this, and they just go back to normal. I prefer the animation in the original, instead of it just popping like that, it would actually just, fade back into a regular statue. It was just like a grumpy looking, if I remember correctly, it was just like a grumpy looking monk, and he just, looked a little bit green, and then it would just go, shift back to normal. I mean, it's cool, but just some of the things in these games I just preferred back in the original, so instead of going pop and that big black smoke pixel effect, but that wasn't a thing in the originals. It was like a droop back to normal. Which I think is actually a nice look. See, because that just, yeah, instead of just a sword and that. See, the reason they did that for this one is because they had a completely different statue built. So because it has a sword and everything, and it's so messed up. You could have had a hockey stick and just bent it back and turned it into a sword and just had it bend back into place. Yeah, there's 3 more. Where are the last 3? Oh, I forgot the one in the professor's thing. Where the professor is. There is one here. I'm trying to think. There's one more I'm missing. I think it's up here as well. I don't know. Oh, they're both up here. I've missed it once.
Well done, Spyro. You've scared the evil spirit away. Why don't you take this? I borrowed it from the temple. They don't need it.
I can't remember where it is. Down here. That's the one. Yeah, they're not fireworks anymore, they're rockets. That's fine. I didn't mind that, but that was always the fireworks were in the original Spyro, not this one. These are technically not fireworks, they're technically rockets. You can classify them as pocket fireworks if you really want. But technically, Yeah, rockets. They look like rockets. They don't really look like fireworks unless it's a big ass firework. Like, you know, the ones you'd have to get a permit for. Like, I'm not talking about, like, you did literally have to, or having like an explosive license to use one. Actually, that's a funny thing. If you're from the US, and I know you used to have like July 4th and all that shit, every year. Like, I know what that is, Independence Day, I think it is. Alright.
Ah, Spyro, welcome. We have found that hockey is a peaceful and calming sport. Would you like to join in a match against our goalkeeper?
Okay, it is goalkeeper first. I thought it was player first.
You have 2 minutes to score 5
that's
goals in the
why it
red
sucks.
goal.
Oh, that's I remember. Okay. I don't remember if there was a timer on the second one, and I guess we'll find out. 2 minutes. Alright, where is the puck? There it is. Okay. So, the easiest way to do this is to just fake him out if you don't fuck up. Luckily at the moment, I don't need to worry about catching before it gets into my goal. So, right now, I'm just trying to get goals. So, oh, come on. That didn't even touch him. You saw that. That one was bull. Okay. There we go. First goal. Alright. Alright, so I've got to get these goals real quick. Fuck. The motherfucker can knock me out. It's like really not. It's like one-sided. It's like very, very. It says 2 stars, but it actually should be like 4. And the second one should be 5. I'm pretty sure that is 5. It might be a 4 though, because I'm pretty sure there's no time limit. It's just a goal limit, and you do have to face off against another player. Luckily, they give you a goalie, so yeah, I might actually fail this one. Oh, maybe. I've got like 40 seconds, so I've got to get 2 in 20 seconds. So it just depends where the puck starts, I guess. So yeah, there's no way. Or maybe if I'm really lucky, and I'll have to be really, 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 really lucky. Okay, if I can get the puck straight away. Oh, come on. See? It just bounces all over the place. If I can get it. I'm not even in the right spot. There. Oh, my god.
Have this.
Alright. Now for the shit one. And I want to do that because I have to. Not that I want to.
Would you like to try a game of one-on-one?
Yeah, okay.
The first to score 5 goals wins. You are shooting at the red goal. Off you go.
Alright, so for the skill point, you have to get 5-0. So, but you can do that. Oh, So what's going to happen is he's going to try and block. He's going to try and block. And I'm going to go like that. And he's going to try and get it. But I'm not going to let him. There's no time limit on this one, by the way. I can just grab it. And I'm just going to walk over this, skate over this side. Because he's going to block. And it's not super difficult to get the skill point, but it is a bit of a chore. Because I mean, if he gets 1 point, you don't get the skill point. Not that it's necessary. I didn't need to do that. Oh shit! I'm just gonna do that. Shit. No. Do not let him get the score. Oh, stupid polar bear. Stupid polar bear. Lock it. Good boy. Lock it for me. Send it back. Yeah. It's, oh, come on. That was bullshit. Yeah. Honestly, I'd say this is probably easier to do on this one. Yeah, thing is, there was no actually, I can't really remember. I don't think there were any skill points. Oh wait, no, there may be, but I haven't played Spyro 2 like the original in a long time. I played it more recently than this. I have played Spyro 1 after last year, I think. A little bit. But, yeah, I can't remember. I know Spyro 3 had some skill points. There's definitely skill points in that one. They were pretty easy. They were just like, they were pretty easy to spot. Yeah, all they do is give you extra life. It's not like a super big deal. But in, I believe in Spyro 3, if you get all the skill points, you do get an extra thing in the guidebook.
Well done.
Like,
Have this.
what happens to
If you
everyone.
stare at it long enough, you might not see anything.
Alright. See, that's not as rage-inducing as it used to be. But, do I get the skill point? Did I get the skill point? Did I get the skill point? Yes, I got the skill point. I wasn't paying attention, I didn't see if I had it. Did I get, I've got everything, yeah, I'll go through the level actually again. Well, that's Colossus 100%. I'm gonna go to get the thing off money bags.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, it's something I liked about this game. It's like every level had its own start and ending. You might have noticed there isn't actually a